So we're off up to the start for the next race, and this race is another 8s race, but it's the Club 8s, not as opposed to universities. We've got 2 B crews here, London Rowing Club B, and they are closest to you. And then on the top of your picture, on what is the Berkshire station, on the left-hand side now, Royal Chester Rowing Club B. I would have no idea who to fancy in this race, but I think London's the bigger club, so I'm going to pick them, Adrian.
Okay. And it looks like quite a clean start. The London crew moving a little bit over to the Berkshire side, but coming back in terms, and they look like they're just moving away very slightly, maybe in canvas lead. This might be a tight race. This might go the whole way.
Could be a great race, couldn't it?
Yeah.
London Rowing Club have just not long come back from their training camp at Lago di Varese, not on the Gavarati course where the Australians train, but on the town course. And
what a great place to go on training camp this time of year.
I know, I love rowing on that lake because you've got that great sort of view of the Alps with Monte Rosa over the back of the lake, and it's just a fantastic sort of long lake. But they're edging out just what, to a third of a length, but it's tight, isn't it?
It is tight, and it looks like still the margin still looks like London are up, and Royal Chester just coming a little bit over towards the station with no warning from the umpire. So this is a great race. These guys know they're in for a tough race. This is going to go all the way.
That's Hedger in the umpire's boat, isn't it? John Hedger, former Hampton rower. I think he's got his Hampton School blazer on. Both crews from Hampton School unfortunately went out this morning, but that's top quality racing for you. The London 8 you can see closest to you, Chris Cullen, the bowman in that London Rowing Club B crew boat, and their first crew is a 4. I think it's in the Brits. They've got a second 8 in this competition, and their coaches of this crew, Richard Phillips and Mark Lucano, the South African, have done a good job. But you know, it's resilience all the way down because Chester are still hanging on to them relentlessly.
Yeah, Royal Chester, who train up in the D up in Chester, they've had some great athletes over the years who come and go. The club crews, it's hard for them to keep consistent performances, but this is a really good crew here competing well. Good 2B crews. It's nice that one of them's going to get a chance to race again tomorrow.
The lad in the Chester 8 in the 7 seat, I mean, he's sort of, if you look at the Chester 8 top of your picture, you've got the Cox, Chloe Stewart, then Tim Hopkins, the stroke seat, Reece Coffey in 7 just behind him. It's his 3rd Henley in a row, and he's sculled 2 years in the Fawley for this event, and so he's kind of, you know, so experienced down this course. And you know, London are edging, but that's all they're doing. I mean, do you think the Chester crew can find some aggressivity, just some vibrancy in their rowing to jump back that distance?
I think they can. It's still quite a long way to go. If they really commit and are brave enough now to have a go and try and change the momentum of the race. London seem to have a little bit, maybe an inch more speed of stroke, and that's why they're moving away. Chester really need to think, you're not going to win the race at the finish line, you're going to win it now. You're going to have to commit now if you want to win it.
Yeah, and of course the British rowing coach Rob Dauncey has gone to take that very difficult job of head rowing coach at London. So difficult because Ben Lewis has got rowing sewn up. There's the London crew we're looking at. Abigail Leake, the coxswain behind you, and Matt Kennedy in the stroke seat, Matt Kovitz behind him, and Will Golding in 6. But Rob Dauncey, he's got his work cut out because Ben Lewis has basically got all the best rowers coming to Thames, and London are trying to play catch up, so they've appointed Rob, who's a great coach. Maybe this is part of his influence coming to bear.
I'm sure it is. I mean, the club has made a decision. They want to compete with Thames. They've restructured their rowing and made the point of employing a really well-regarded coach. Now it's up for Rob to see if he can deliver.
Hey, this is a cracking race.
Great, isn't it?
Look at that. I think Chester are edging back. I think London have made their move, and I think they're just going to sit there now. And is that enough to win the race? They're still miles away.
The longer this goes on, the more likely Chester are to win this. London really have not killed them off here. I think that London have been caught up now by Royal Chester.
The thing is, I mean, you know, so Abigail Leake, what do you say as the cox of this crew, as a London crew? Do you like ask for an effort? Do you stay cool and think, right, we've got it in the tank, boys, done the training camp? They've made a move, They've made a move.
They have made a move. I think when you're in that position in the leading 8, you have got a bit of space to absorb this, and if you can be composed and let the other crew do their effort and see where it runs out and then make your move when they're feeling a bit more tired. But this Chester crew is not going to roll over.
That was cheeky though from the London crew. They just waited, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, I have to say it was almost classy if that's a successful move, because they just put the foot down.
They got to about a canvas or so, and then just as it ran out, they moved out to half a length.
We were just licking our lips there. So Chris Cullen in the bows, in front of him Mitchell Towers, Jules Blessy, Josh Meredith in the 4 seat, Ives Lashley in 5. We've given a shout to the Stern 3 already.
So I wonder if this Chester crew's got another ditch attempt to try and get back on terms.
It's a lot to ask as you come down the enclosures. 10, 15 strokes left.
And now it's starting to look 3/4 of a length. You're going to have to do something spectacular now if you're going to win.
So
That's a tough race on both crews. They've really dug in.
they have. It's a great race. Really rowing, club rowing at its best. Remember, these are 2B crews, so there are A crews in this event as well. Fantastic competition with both of them. So London B take that heat of Thames Challenge Cup. You can see how exhausted they are. They were really asked questions all the way down by a really strong crew from Rochester Rowing Club. So nice to see really where that sort of key move happens. Oh, there's the finish. So you can see they're coming out nice length, finish line, but you know they're harried, aren't they? There's the Chester Bales crossing the line.
Yeah, that was a fantastically hard race from both crews. They should be really happy with their rows.